What's up guys, welcome to Munchkins Gaming, where we take your gaming to the next level. This is Munchkins logging in to bring you another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video, and welcome back to another Should You Pull video, where I give you my opinions for upcoming banners coming to the global version of the game. In this video, we are going to take a look at Kimahri's Lost Chapter banner, which of course includes his EX and his LD weapon. And the other characters that you can get their EX weapon are Yuna and Noel. You can also still get Arden's burst weapon in this banner. Now, before we do start, like and subscribe if you haven't already. It does help the channel, guys, and I really do appreciate all the support that you guys give me. So without further ado, let's start this video. Okay guys, so we'll start this video off and we'll also end it with Kimahri, because Kimahri is the only one getting a rework and a sort of like an LD, a new weapon, which is the LD weapon of course. So for Kimahri's rework, the Lancet changes, basically just increasing his brave hits. So for his Lancet, it increases by 3, so it will now do a 4-hit range brave plus HP attack, and the Lancet and Thrust Kick increasing the brave hits by 6. It will now do a 4-hit range brave plus HP attack delivered twice. Now as for his Mighty Guard changes, basically this will again just increase the brave hits and increasing its max brave overflow up to 180%. Kimahri will also get some small changes on his level 54 crystal passive, which will have a small increase in its max brave effect, and the level 58 crystal passive now increases the max brave up and attack effect as well, and this is going to be for the entire party. Now let's take a look at Kimahri's LD weapon. We'll give him the LD ability called White Wind, which will have 3 uses and will moderately restores the party's HP. This will also raise the party's brave based on his attack before doing the attack, and the gain brave can overflow up to 150% of his max brave, and then it will deliver a 6-hit range brave plus HP attack, which will have a 200% max brave overflow limit. This will also extend his own existing buffs by 1 turn and will grant him a new buff called Gagazet's Wind. This will last for 4 turns. Now Gagazet Wind will raise the party's initial brave and attack by 20% and will also restores the party HP and brave. This buff will not stack and the effects will improve as long as the party's HP is above 80%. It will be 40% for the initial brave and attack instead of the 20% initially. Now at 1 out of 3 limit break, this will increase his attack by 20% and increasing the brave recovery. He will also have access to his brave attack plus plus, which will raise the party's brave based on his attack and will do a 3-hit range brave attack. He will also have access to jump plus, which again raises the party's brave based on his attack and will do a 2-hit range brave plus HP attack with a 150% max brave overflow limit and will have a low action delay. Now at 2 out of 3, this will increase yet again his attack by 20% and extending the duration of Gagazet's Wind by 4 turns, and at 3 out of 3, this will again increase his attack by 20% and will give him 1 extra use for White Wind. Alright guys, so now that we know Kimahri's rework and his new LD weapon, how much should you be investing on Kimahri if you want to use him moving forward? Now as you guys may have seen, I haven't covered his EX weapon and EX plus because nothing really has changed in terms of that. So I would suggest go ahead and watch an older video. I did cover him previously with his EX plus. You can just probably skip all the other ones if you really want to find out. And if you don't really want to watch the video, I do highly suggest just checking out Dissidia DB, as it will have the summarized version of basically every single thing that, you know, the EX Plus does. So go ahead, I do leave a link down in the description below all the time for Dissidia DB. It is a great resource if you do want to find out about other characters. Now, my opinion on Kimahri. I do think with the rework and the addition of the LD, he just becomes more potent and much more reliable like character or slash tank. He has a much higher damage output now. He does heal the entire party as well, which is not a lot of tanks can do. Some tanks that really just jumps out to me is probably Warrior of Light because of his EX ability, and now Kimahri has that. The only thing is, even though I say Kimahri is a tank, he doesn't really provoke. However, he does provide an HP damage reduction buff to the entire party, so he does have some sort of that tankish ability. You can probably say he's an off tank or something like that. He does provide a very interesting EX plus debuff, or just EX debuff, which is total darkness, which means, you know, the enemy will miss. Basically, it's 100% blind. Otherwise, I do think he is much more like useful now, whereas when he first came out, there just wasn't really any reason to actually invest on Kimahri. With his LD weapon, I think it's okay. He does have like a very good party aura as well, so that is something to really consider if you want to use Kimahri moving forward. Now, the biggest thing for me is, unfortunately, looking at the timeline, there's just going to be a lot of very good tanks coming to Dissidia Opera Omnia sometime soon, and those are going to be Warrior of Light with his burst weapon, and then you also have Gladio, which I think a lot of people are actually waiting for in terms of a very, very potent tank. So I don't think Kimahri is going to be useful outside of a few instances. He is still going to be like, you know, you can still use him, obviously, like most characters you can actually use. However, he will fall off and others will be considered more than him moving forward. But that's not to say he is going to be completely useless. As I said in my previous video, like, even though a character may not be like super good moving forward, you can still use them on previous older content that you haven't finished. For instances like Dimensions and other lost chapters and such things. So while I do say he may fall off because there are better characters, he is still a pretty decent one to pick up if you don't have a very good tank right now. So we're finally at the end of this video, and the final question remains, should you pull? Now, to me, this is a very skippable banner, or a more passable banner, outside like Kimahri being a favorite character of yours. So if Kimahri is not your favorite, he is pretty skippable. Like I said earlier, there are just going to be a lot of better characters coming out later down the track in terms of a tank. And so while Kimahri is decent, like I said before, he can still be useful. It's just that there are better characters as a tank, you know, that are coming out in the global version of the game. So I do suggest, if you are going to be pulling for this, try to just use your tickets and see if you can get lucky and see if you can get his EX and his LD that way. Personally, that is what I'm going to be doing. I don't think I'll be putting a lot of tickets on this banner, but hey, you know, things change for me. But I think since I'm not a huge fan of Kimahri anyway, I don't think I'll be going outside my expectations on how much I'm going to be using resource wise for Kimahri. Arden was a different beast. I do like Arden, so I ended up using a lot more than I thought I would in terms of that banner. I should just wait, you know, for Edward's banner, really. So that's another thing. If you are still chasing for Arden's burst weapon, I don't think this is the best banner to actually try and chase it, unless again Kimahri is a favorite of yours. I do think the Edward banner is probably the best one to chase after, or even Renoa's LD banner as well, which should still be up at the time of this recording. So there are better options to chase for Arden's burst weapon. Anyway guys, that is it for this video. Please do remember to click like and subscribe if you haven't already. It does help the channel, and I really do appreciate all the support that you guys give me. And also make sure to follow me on Twitter and on Facebook at Munchkins Gaming. Also, leave down in the comments below, of course, if you are planning to pull on Kimahri's banner. Let me know what's really enticing you to pull on this. Is Kimahri your favorite, or you just want to have everything just like me, or are you really interested in his kit? Let me know down in the comments below. This is Munchkins logging off. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next level.